Hi, fellow members of the GoFundMe community. So I'm here today asking for 5,000 Canadian dollars to cover my free learning software's extensions development costs. I have the invoices already. I'm just going to plop those on the screen and I'll explain the conversion later on. But first, so what is Anki? So it's the most popular free flashcard app, and it uses spaced repetition algorithms to help prevent you from just forgetting that information. Now, if you've used flashcard software before, and if you've ever struggled with motivation, with just getting those cards done, then we have the same struggle. Most people using Anki clearly finish their cards, and when you downloaded Anki, I assume you wanted to learn stuff with it. So that's a commitment that you made with yourself. So this is just to help you honor that commitment. So as a fellow member of the Anki community, I designed, I coordinated, I also budgeted with my own money to build this open source extension to this popular learning software. What does this software that I'm giving you for free do? So what it does is it adds a Arduino hardware component to Anki. So basically a box will open or close once you finish learning all your cards, or at a random point while learning your cards, similar to a slot machine. So it uses a variable ratio schedule. So you can put your phone, chocolates, car keys, whatever will motivate you in the box, and then it'll only open once you're done studying. And later on in the video, we show the locking mechanism opening and closing. You can install it in really any box. So that's later on in the video, and we go through every single section of the code so you can see exactly what we've built. And if you want to add to the project yourself, again, message me on GitHub. And in the video, we show where, the code for example, we added a feature where it'll only open during certain hours of the day, and this is just to encourage people to, if they want to work in the mornings, but they seem to be doing Anki at like 2 a.m. because they haven't studied the entire day out of guilt, but they really want to do it first thing in the morning, start the day off right. This software also helps you do that. You can specify which hours of the day you want the box to open. The entire software is a method of a way of forcing yourself to study by basically giving yourself no other alternative but to study if you want to get what's in the box. So it's free. You can download it right now, although you will need to build the hardware component yourself. We do have an Amazon affiliate link for the time being. And that's again just to help recoup my costs. Once my costs are recouped, I'll get rid of that. And first, let me actually give you a full breakdown of the invoices. So I live in Canada, but I used a US freelance company to hire a developer. So I do the rough conversion here. So specifically, the money is going towards recouping the costs I incurred by hiring a developer to help me build this for the community, because that's the largest expense. So no hardware expenses or anything else. None of the cost I incurred like with prototyping or anything like that. I'll do a separate GoFundMe that's dedicated to funding more expansions, adding new features, and then fixing bugs. So that's separate from here. I like you guys for being on the GoFundMe platform. Thank you for listening to me in my project. Coming next, we're going to go through all of the features and everything. So enjoy. I believe in you. You can be the next King of Anki. And I hope that my free software extension can help you get that grade, learn that thing that you wanted to learn. I've personally wanted to learn system dynamics relating to accounting. Have fun learning. Thank you. Hi. So Miguel, you had COVID during development. You are a real trooper, right? You're my superhero. I hope that people see your work and they hire you for projects and you go into like the top 10 top doll freelancers.
Great. Thank you, Diego. I hope this job you get the results you expected. So I will show you the source code because if at some point you need somebody to check it, it's good to have an idea. Normally, somebody that works with Arduino will know how to upload this to Arduino, and there are a lot of tutorials online. So probably I will just show you how to generate the file that you need to upload to Anki webpage to publish the add-on. Okay, I have two folders here. One contains the code for the Arduino. It's actually a really simple code. The Arduino will be connected to the computer with an USB wire. It will receive some commands by it with a serial communication. practically it will receive the text I sent. So here I just need to ask if the text I sent is the one that is ordering me to the command for opening a box or closing it. So this code practically what does is that it receives it can receive 4 types of commands: open box 1, close box 1, open box 2, close box 2.
Cool.
And it can receive whatever other string that it receives. It won't do anything. It just will return the current status. So the current status, what contains is four values separated by 2 points. The first one says it contains the status of the first box. Each box will have a button that's gonna be a sensor that indicates if the box is physically closed or it's physically open.
Yeah.
Okay. So this first number contains a 1 if it's open and 0 is if it's closed. This second one is for box number 2. This other value contains the status of the lock of the first box. So again, if it's 1, it indicates that the lock is closed, I believe it's locked, and if it's 0, it's unlocked. I am returning all these information is always returned to the computer by the serial communication. So the computer can always know if it can communicate with the Arduino. And second, the status of the boxes and the locks. So that's the only thing that this code does. This can be uploaded to an Arduino directly using the Arduino IDE, the most standard thing. So doesn't have any particular libraries. The second part of the code is the add-on code. It's completely done in Python. This code relies on this library, the serial library, that has a license. For what I saw, it's not private. It can be used. Actually, it's a library that I used in many projects. What I did was embed this library in this code. Normally, it's installed in the machine, but what I did was copy all the source code of this library into the add-on. So because the add-on cannot rely on external libraries, it needs to have all contained. So yes, but what I practically did was copy all the code here. This is only to handle the serial communication with the Arduino. Then what I did here was create one element that will help me with communicating with Arduino. It will receive the messages and then it will parse the message that's received from Arduino, and it will indicate if the box is open, if it's closed, if it's locked, if it's unlocked, everything. If you can see here, we have also the commands that were in the Arduino, right? Somebody that has some knowledge with Python, it will catch up quickly. Then what I have here, these settings is a screen that is added to the Itanki software. So let me run it so we can see. Don't worry, I am starting it as a command, but it's exactly as you started
in the terminal. It's the same terminal.
I am running it from terminal because I want to see some logs. So Anki should be starting.
And you got the cool night mode.
Yes, I just set it in night mode to see that it was also being.
Hey, you got the data science interviews. That's so cool.
Oh yes, I just downloaded a lot of.
Yeah, they have a lot of open source decks. They're really good.
So as I was saying, this Arduino box settings is only a dialog box that's open here. I added this button. I will show you later. So this screen is a completely new screen that I had to create. It's in here. This is the one that's.
Yeah.
But also we have this UI folder where we have the screen, because actually this screen, Anki used a library to generate its screens that's called Qt. Okay, so normally what you do to build these screens, you do it using a Qt5 tool.
Yeah.
So I will show you, for example, how I build this screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's important if at some point you need to
No, absolutely.
modify something here.
Absolutely. The more information that I can just make like available and just easy to access.
Well, actually, it's good to that I am showing this, because when I reviewed the Anki documentation, it didn't have much information.
They had bad documentation. Oh,
Anki that has a documentation that's not too detailed, especially when you want to build a new add-on. Okay, so you can I use this designer tool. Enables you to build the visual part of any kind of a screen using Qt components. So what I did here is just you can grab a component and drop, and then you can change whatever you want. So it's only for visual part development.
Yeah.
So everything that you see in the screen here, I added from here. So it's the same screen, and that's why I wanted to test the night mode, because I actually this in here I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
The night mode, it's good that Anki already handles it. So automatically copies the theme there. Once you have all here, you can save this file. I will just close it without saving, and it generates you this .ui file. That's only an XML file that contains all the information for this view. Then using the same tool, Qt5 tools, you run this command and say out arduino blah 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 .py, and it will compile this visual this XML into a Python code.
Yep.
So this is the generated Python code for this view that has all the components. So checking a bit how Anki packages everything, they always have this code as it is exported by the tool, and they out there they create a different component that grabs this code. I did it like this because this is the way how in the Anki source code is being done.
Okay, cool.
So
be consistent.
Yes. So here I grab all the view, and then I add all the functionality that I need. For example, let me show you some of these functions. So for example, here in setup, I say, okay, so the cooldown save button should call to this save cooldown settings function. So here in Anki, if we see, we have this cooldown save button. So whenever I click this button, it will call to this function that it's here. And this function, the only thing that does is to edit the cooldown time, is setting the cooldown start and the cooldown end. All the data that all the settings that need to be saved, I am saving in the Anki configurations element. That actually, well, it's kind of good to learn that Anki has a SQLite 3 database where it stores all the settings you have. So for example, if you go to preferences and you modify anything here, all of this is stored in a collection and in the configurations database. So what I did was add a new fields with these new settings we need. So all that is stored there. So for example, this information, when was the box 1 last open, is stored in that database. The box 2 last open, the cooldown time settings, also the variable ratio schedule, right? Where you set the minimum and the maximum, and also where you have stored the last update. So here, for example, saving this information, I can I can block you to change this variable ratio until this finish, right?
Until that date. Perfect. It looks gorgeous. It looks as if it was an original part of Anki.
Good. Thank you. That's good. I believe I am not that good with UI. Probably somebody more observant would tell me, you need to align this to the end of this button. This button should be aligned to this other button.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am not good with all that visual part. For example, these two buttons are not aligned.
Oh, yeah. Now, hey, now you're pointing out. Now you're pointing those things out at me, man.
So probably if somebody wants to make it
pretty.
prettier,
Yeah.
you only need to modify here.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. So yes, all the settings are handled here, and also here we have a section where we can select the device to connect. So normally, when you connect your Arduino in your computer, no matter if it's Linux, Windows, or MacOS, it will be listed here. It should be listed here. Okay, so you should select your Arduino. It will have different names depending on the good thing is that it has the same name that it has when you program the Arduino. So if you know how to program your Arduino, you will know how to connect here. If you don't, you just need to go into a lot of forums from Arduino and you will know how to connect. So it's not, I didn't do anything different here. So right now my Arduino is not connected. So this is not the port I should connect. And actually if I try to connect here, it will try a few times and then it will say it's unable to connect.
Yeah.
This guy here handles the connection. This guy here handles the settings page. And now how we join all of that? It's this one. This is the most important part for an Anki add-on, and also for a normal Python package, the init.py. So what I am doing here is I am initializing my Arduino connection that is using this guy here, and what I am doing is try to connect when Anki is started, so you don't have to always enter into the settings page to connect manually. So here I will try to connect to all available ports, and if some of them answers what is expected for the Arduino, it will have that connection. Okay, so here I am adding the menu button here.
Yep.
The Arduino box settings. This is the button I added here. And what I am saying is whenever you click this button, you should open the Arduino box settings dialog. That's this guy here.
Yeah.
So yes, all this here is in the Anki documentation, how you create a new add-on, how you interact, how you make your add-on interact with Anki. You need to use these what they call hooks, and also you need to always add your components, use these functions. All these functions are coming from Anki. So yes, and all of that is researching a bit of in Anki documentation and also checking some other add-ons. You will have some idea how it works. Here it's a function to check if I have the initial settings for the box to for the variable ratio box. That I am calling it box number 2. Let's say you install for the first time your add-on. You need to have an initial setting for the cooldown time and also the variable rate.
The default.
Right? The default, exactly. So here what I am doing is checking if it's not set anyway, it will set the default using this information here that's in this config.json.
Yeah.
So the defaults are cooldown from 10 to 6, as you told.
Yep.
And also the minimum value and the maximum value for the variable ratio. It should open between 40 and 60 cards open. Responded answer, right?
And let me just add one quick thing. This is like a feature that like a lot of people have wanted, but I don't think have been like very vocal about. I have a friend who has a YouTube channel and he's helping me. Basically, he's going to be contacting some other YouTubers. When we were talking about he was messaging me at like 4 a.m. And one of the things he said is like, yeah, I definitely do that. I regret, like, I don't do Anki like in the afternoon or in the morning, like when I want to. I like do it at 1 a.m. when I'm feeling bad from not doing Anki the entire day. So it's a huge nudge in like in the right direction. If somebody, like, I pushed for the feature because like I knew for a fact like I need to stop doing Anki at 1 a.m. and maybe do it at 1 p.m. So yeah.
Good, and then it's good to have a cooldown start.
Yeah.
But the cooldown start for now, you can change it anytime, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, these are the defaults. Let me check. So here it's setting the defaults. It will only do this once, and then it won't update if it won't modify if you did move. So both of them are, as I told, Anki relies on hooks. So these functions will run whenever you open Anki. Okay, so there's let's go to the open the box one logic. So box one should open if you don't have cards in the learning deck and in the review deck, right? So here what I do is I created a function, first of all, and also it should only open once a day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So here what I am getting is the last time it was open, and I am getting what time is today, the actual time. So here I am asking if the box was open today, I shouldn't do anything. It won't open even if you have your decks zero.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't open, what I will do is I will check the status of my decks, of all my decks, and I will check if the learn count and the review count are zero.
Yeah.
If they are both zero, I will try to open box one. So yes, if at some point you want to add something or edit something, here is the place where you should edit the logic of box one. So this again, when should this function should be called? It should be called whenever the reviewer answers the card, and whenever Anki is open, right? Because if it's a new day and you don't have any cards, it should open the box. Right?
Yep.
So that's the first one. Let's go for the second one. Let me check. No, this is not a function. Sorry. The variable reward box, the box number 2. So here what we have is whenever we answer, the idea is whenever we answer a specific number of cards where this number is in this interval, right? So it's a random number in this interval. I am answering a new card. I am checking that I am answering correctly. So what I am doing here, I will check how many cards I have answered until now, since the last time the box opened. Okay. So I am checking how many I responded before responding this one. Then I am adding one because I just answered a new one. I am getting that X number, the random number in the interval. That random number I am storing here in a variable stored in the Anki database. So what I do is ask if I answered more or equal of that expected number. If yes, then I should open the box one. Then what I do is here I am generating the new next time it should open.
Oh, that's so cool.
So whenever you open a new the box number 2, it already will generate the next number. Yes, but it's not shown anywhere. So only if you want to go into the Anki database, you will know what number is that.
Absolutely. Making it just a little, it's still doable, but
Yes. Yes, actually, as Anki is open source, there is no way to close
yeah,
everything.
exactly. Yeah.
But yes, so I am storing that the next number, and then I am storing the cards, the number of cards that I answered. Whenever the box 2 is open, I reset my number of cards answered. So that's the logic of box number 2. Okay, so now let's talk about okay, and when should it trigger? It should trigger whenever we answer a review card. It will only trigger if we answer from this side.
Yep.
It won't trigger if we answer from any of these. Next thing, the cooldown time, right? So until now we are just opening and the boxes whenever all of this is triggered. But actually, this function is calling to this one. So try to open box 1 actually checks the cooldown time. So it will check if you are not in the cooldown period, right? So right now, for example, 6 o'clock, the box should open because we are not between 10 and 6, right?
Yeah.
So if we are not in the cooldown time, then it will show this message. This message you can change. All the messages you can change, they are here in the code.
And I might need you, just because I read a book by Robert Cialdini, so I might just change the phrasing a little bit on those.
Okay. Yes, and probably I don't know if I wrote it well with my English.
Yes. By the way, your English is excellent. So if any client, bro, I will fight any client who's like trying to like say, oh, your English isn't good enough. It's excellent.
Okay, thank you. It's good to know. So continuing. So if we are not in the cooldown time, it will show this information that you can take your reward, and then it will try to establish the connection with the Arduino. And if the connection is established, it will say to the Arduino open.
Yep.
So if at any point something goes wrong, because I don't know, the communication with the Arduino breaks or something like that, it should remember that it didn't send the Arduino didn't receive the information. So what it will do, it will store in a variable should open box 1 with value number with 1, indicating that this box should have been opened, but by some reason I couldn't communicate to the Arduino. It will also happen whenever if we are in the cooldown time. So if you so it will remember that you should have opened the box, but for some reason it wasn't. You weren't able. But if you are able to open, it will store the last time you opened it, because this is the box 1.
Yeah.
So that's the logic of box 1, opening box 1. Box 2 is really similar.
Yep.
It's actually the same. So if you are in the cooldown time, if you are in the cooldown time, it won't open, but it will remember, oh, okay, so that's all the logic. I believe there's no more to talk about this. So, okay, so we can test it, I believe. I don't know if until here you have any questions.
No. And everything. I'm you've gone through everything. I know like there when like we launch, there's probably going to be like a bunch of whoops that fell. There's probably going to be people being like, hey, this thing's like a little wrong or something. So I think you've done like a great job of showing, hey, this is where this function's logic is. Here's where you can find that, and everything. And worst case scenario, I have to hire you to just fix a couple of things, and And I'm like, my email is open. I'm including it in the Anki description, and I'm available. I volunteer on two days a week, but again, like I'm available, and then I just want to make sure that everything works. So yeah, you've gone over everything, I think.
Good, thanks. It's good to know. Okay, thank you. So saying that, we can check. Okay, I will, let's say if I can, I will show you the Arduino code again, and I will try to show you the connections here using my cell phone's camera.
Yeah.
If you see something weird in my house, it's maybe messy.
Okay. Yeah, well, hey, I think someone, mentioned like, hey, if you have a messy house, like you're doing other important stuff,
Yes, I hope so.
It's
Okay.
a sign of genius, Miguel. It's a sign of genius. Hi, this is definitely the first time I'm recording this.
Yes, especially with two cameras, that's the.
Yes.
Okay, so let's begin again. Yes, so this is the Arduino. Here we have the USB cable that later I will connect to my notebook. From Arduino, what I am doing, I am connecting with two servo motors. Each of them is the locker actuator. Well, the thing that will action the lock, right? It will close and open the lock.
Yep.
And also we have two buttons that are the sensors to know if the box is open or closed. So whenever the box is closed, it should be pressing the button, and when it's open, obviously it should release it. We need to have two buttons, but to show this, I will just simulate the second button for the second box with this wire, the yellow wire. So whenever this wire is connected, it means that the box is closed, and when it's disconnected, it's open. The box is open. Okay, so going into the connections here, we have first the red wire that comes from the 5 volts output from the Arduino, the energy output, and we have the gray wire that's the reference, the ground.
Yep.
So they both will serve me to feed with energy to the motors, servo motors. Okay, so in this other place we have the connections for the servos and the buttons. So pin number 2 goes to the box 1 button or sensor, as you prefer. Pin number 3 goes, that's this wire here, violet, probably, I don't know. I am really bad with colors. It goes
purple, violet, yeah.
Purple, great, purple. It goes to the first motor that will will move the lock for the first box. Pin number 4 goes, as I told you, to the yellow wire, that's the second box sensor. And orange wire that comes from pin number 5 goes to the second servo motor that will open the second box, lock and unlock. So going to the screen, we can see those configurations in the Arduino code. So besides that, the other wires go, as I told you, to feed the motors. Each servo motor has 3 wires. One is the one that receives the signal to move, and the other 2 are the energy wires. So one goes to the red, and the other to this one.
To the power? To the
power and the ground, yes. Yep. I forgot again the gray. Okay, and that's the connection here. Yes, so let's see how it works. I will connect here the Arduino with my computer to the USB port. Yes, so it will turn on. I don't know if you listen, but the first motor.
Whenever I try to plug in a USB, I always do it the wrong way, and I have to turn it around and do it. So you just did it one-handed. So I just like small pause. for the fact that you put a USB in the proper way. So
It was all research, rehearsal.
all rehearsed, exactly. Wait, no. Remember, this is a first time recording. First time recording.
Right.
First time
Yes, first
recording.
time. So, okay. So what happened right here? Ignoring the Anki functionality. What I added in the source code, I added a way to make sure that the box will allow you to close without blocking with the lock, right? So whenever the box is open, it will always unlock unlock, okay? And whenever it was open and then closed, it will lock.
Yeah.
So as you see, I pushed the button, what indicated that the box was closed, and it closed the lock.
Yeah.
So yes, so again, just to show you, I release, the lock opens. I press, and the lock closes.
Okay. That's so cool.
So, yes, it's really funny to play with this. I could be about an hour just doing this.
Nice.
And it will happen the same for this second. Remember, when I release this wire, it indicates that the box is open, so it unlocks, and when I insert, it will lock the box.
Yep.
So that's just a mechanism to make sure that you cannot lock the box when it's open.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go back. So I connect, my Arduino is connected to the computer, right?
Yep.
So here in the screen, in the Arduino box settings part, we can see that the Arduino is already listed here. That's the first one, the ACM1.
Yep.
So I can click to connect. Right now, before I connect, we can see that we here in this part and in this part we have a dash having no information. Yep. So actually, that when I connect to the box, to Arduino, okay, a new error. Yes. So what I wanted to say you is that now we have here information of the current status of each box. So box number 2 is closed and locked, and box number 1 is opened and unlocked. Yep. So let's see, for example, I will open the box number 2, and it will unlock by the security mechanism, right? So if going back to my screen, if I click to refresh, it will refresh the status of the box, and now it will show me that's open and unlocked. Yep. And if I close it, it will lock again. So if I click refresh, it will update the information. So that's a way to know that the Arduino and Anki are communicating. Yeah. The communication is so. Box number 1, unfortunately, to open or close, I would need to keep this button. I don't know if you prefer, I can also change this button for a wire. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, that's okay. And
because it will allow me to, I believe, to present it better without having to hold this button pressed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if that works, that's fine.
Yes. Yes, as I show you, it's exactly the same. I push the button, it locks, I release it, and it unlocks. So the same thing, if actually a button is what all switches, what they do, yeah, is exactly that. They close a circuit. Yeah. So they connect.
So like you did with the yellow one, removing or putting one in.
Exactly. So now I am changing the button, the sensor, with this green wire. Now I am setting to close, and yes, it locked. So that way, if I refresh here, we have both boxes closed and locked.
So cool.
So yes, I will close it. Let me see. I will start answering some questions so we can see the how it works. I am just resetting here my screen to see some information, some log that may indicate me something. So, for example, if I want the box number 1, this here, to open, I need to answer these 8 questions here, right?
Yep.
So I will go there, I will say study, and I will start answering basic English. She speaks English when she visits her friends. I know that because I already answered these questions, but so this, sorry, this, it's okay, right?
Visit.
Nice.
She speaks English when she visits her friends.
Sorry, were you able to hear that? Because
Yeah, I was.
it's because here this deck has that audio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's
Like,
funny because like, hey, I'm born in Canada, and I'm like, oh, she speaks English when she, and I'm like, I just see the go see someone, so I'm like, oh, she speaks English when she sees her friends, like just so yeah. So I think I might, as a native, I think I might have failed the deck.
Yes. I also thought at the beginning, I thought that it was meets her friends when she meets her.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But yes. So let's see, I will set it as I answered is, right?
Yeah.
So here in my screen, I am showing some log that actually it won't show later, but it says me how many cards I answered until now from this deck, the learning deck or revision deck, sorry, and what's the expected number for the second box to open, right? So right now we know that our magic number is 5.
Yep.
But this number we can also see here. If we go back to the Arduino box settings, we will be able to see how many revision cards we have answered. So we can have an estimated, I set it between 2 and 5 cards.
Yep.
So maybe, yes, I am close to have a reward.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know exactly how much. Well, I do because of this, right?
Yeah.
So let's continue. She is able to swim.
Able.
Man,
She
I
is
man, I think I would fail this because I saw this and I'm like, oh, she is skilled enough. I just put ED to the skill. I'm like, oh man.
I just know them because I failed them.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That's the way of learning.
Look, bro, like I'm in university, and I got a 95 in English. So that like I almost got 100% in English, and I'm making mistakes here, so don't feel bad.
Yes. So this time I will set it to again, so we can see that the count won't update. Okay. So let's set it to again, and here we will see that the count didn't update. We keep in it's stayed in 1 right here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go next answer. This is from the new deck. So if I fail, it is having a lot of snow. It is
Snowing.
Okay.
I see. I know that because I'm Canadian.
Oh,
it is snowing. Bro, what? Nah, man, that's crazy.
Yes. I don't want the audio. It's too loud for me. What's the best way to?
I actually don't know because I don't actually mess with the
Okay.
like ones.
Don't play audio.
Audio automatically. Okay, wonderful.
Say.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's snowy.
We have clairvoyance now. We have. There we go.
So it's snowy.
Yep.
Okay. So I will set it to hard. Maybe I didn't know that. So she puts. I believe it was puts. Yes, she puts. So I will set it to easy.
Yep.
Now we see that I answered 2, expected 5.
Yep.
This is a new one. Sorry to do all this process. I set it to a low number, but
No, not at all. And everything, and it's just showing the way it works, and everything. So I'll try to help clarify. I do not put sugar on fruits.
Sugar. It was easy, I believe.
Like the Maroon 5 song.
The boy watches the animal. I believe that was an old one. Yes, it was easy.
Yo, I was gonna put lizard, man. I was gonna put, yeah.
It's because in the definition it said something that's not a person and not a vegetable.
What?
Or a plant. So it's an animal.
Oh man.
Or generic. Okay, so this is T. Yes.
What's the T, sis? That would be the better one to put in the card.
So
T, sis.
until now I answered 3 correct and 5 incorrect. And expected 5. She cuts the meat. Okay, that was easy. Okay, so now I answered 4 and it expected 5. So the next answer should open, well, not this one because this is a new card for me.
Yeah.
But should open the second box. So we will be ready to see that, okay?
Yep.
So we learn about the word. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it was word. Yes, okay, so this will be the one.
Yeah.
So they drive home in the
evening.
Okay, good. So let's see what happens.
All right.
First, I will mark it as easy. It will show you a message. Well done. Have a little reward. That message again is found here. Well done. Let me show you here. This is the message, so you can.
Nice use of the find function there.
So, what until I don't click this button, the box 2 won't open. So now we can see the box, and I will push the button, and it unloads.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm gonna give a little applause.
Good.
There you go. Wonderful.
So at this point, you can open the box, have your reward, and close it. That's the normal procedure, right? So I will open it. I am opening it. It remains unlocked, and then I close it.
Yep.
And it will lock.
And it will close. Wonderful.
So that's the box number 2.
Yep.
Could we pause it for a moment? My cell phone is with 5% of battery.
Absolutely. Yep.
Great, thank you. So until now we saw the box number 2 opening, right? So here we will see that if we go to tools, as we open the box and all of that, we will see that the last open date was updated. And also the count of reviewed cards it was reset.
Yep.
So also the expected cards will change. We will see that when I answer a new card. Okay, so let's continue answering. This is a new card. So it is hard. Hard. Okay, let's set it as easy. It was a new card, so won't happen anything. It was snowy, right? Snowy. So now it was good. Okay. Getting somewhere after a set time. He's late.
Yeah.
Late. It was easy.
Very cold.
It's very cold. Okay, so this one, it was easy, and we will see that now the expected is 3. So it took a random number between 2 and 5, right?
Yep.
So let's continue. One remaining to open box number 1. A person is the time a person is alive.
Man had a wait. It should be had a great life.
Life with
Yeah.
F. Life.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Life. Yes. Good.
Go.
And he drinks. Okay, so this is the last answer for this part.
Yep. What? No. No, honestly, I was gonna put drinks water to live.
Yes, we drink. We need water. We drink. Okay. Too bad.
But we
Okay.
need water. We need to drink water.
Okay, so want to let's say it again. Okay, so it will go here. Sorry, the box number 1 will open when we finish both of these.
Yeah,
right?
and it's adding a bunch of new cards. That's the thing.
Yes.
So
Okay,
it's hard
we need
to get it because I made it so that it basically just the do cards and the learning cards. So it needs to be
Yes.
plus those 3, right? And it's
Yes.
adding the I think if you change the settings, it won't add any new cards. I think the default is 20 new cards a day.
Yes.
And I think if you do that, I think that might help because that slows it.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we will help now. So let's answer quickly this. Why?
We can put easy. We can. I think we can cheat and put easy here.
Yes, I will.
I was gonna put smell there.
Yes, I didn't read anything. I just was answering.
Okay.
You like a lot. He loves. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's night, right?
Yep.
I wrote it wrong. Okay, so don't. Never mind. Are the same?
Yep.
Sleep. Okay, easy.
Or water. I need to drink more water.
Rope is no, not strong.
Oh man. I'm like, wait. Weak?
Oh yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Good. So it's a good, nice day, a beautiful day. I don't know. Nice, beautiful, fine.
Fine. Oh, whoever made this is definitely British.
Yeah.
They're definitely British. They're very posh. And they say it's a fine day to go to the countryside.
He buys flowers and
You know, Canada is like
yes.
technically, I think I remember reading, basically if like the queen technically, like we have a queen, right? That's Queen Elizabeth. That's our queen. So like technically if they go to war, we have to go to war because we still have the same queen, even though we brought that constitution back. So fun fact.
This one I don't know what to put. Donate. They give food to give. No, to
Make it easier to do something to help people around the world.
help. Yes, good one. Well, it wasn't easy, but let's.
No, some of these are like, wait,
Or-
what? Like it's hard. One thing I'll say, the Japanese cards, the Anki ones, I have a friend, he learned, so like he speaks 5 languages now that he's learned using Anki. Russian, Chinese, he learned, and Japanese as well. And then he speaks English and Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're almost done. We're almost there.
Yes,
New
I
card.
could not finish
Last
the
page.
last page.
Last page.
Okay, 2 more, 3 more.
Oh, the infamous card.
Needs,
we
right.
need.
We need. Okay, that was snowy. Why is this here, or is this still?
I
here?
think it's because of a learning one to make sure that it
Okay.
can compile. Because we, I think we put the ing for that one.
Okay. So now we have the last one. Good. So they meet. Okay, so be box number 1, right?
Yep.
We set it to easy. We will have the message, congratulations, you don't have view cards, you can take your reward.
Yep.
So when you press OK, box number 1 will unlock.
That's so cool.
And so you can go open it and close it.
And then close it again.
And then it will lock. So that's the basic. Okay, so let's test the cooldown time.
Yep.
I will set it to cool down between 18 to 20. I don't know.
Yep.
Save. And I will add some cards for you.
Man, it's some of, okay, so I think there are decks out there that are like, I know the CFA ones have like, I want to say like 50,000 cards or something like that. Something insane.
Okay, so I am setting those to do today. So I have 3 new cards. Yep. Well, something we will test as well is that we open this box today, right? So we have it last open today. So first we will test that this box won't open again because we already opened today, right?
Yep.
So I will set the cooldown time again to what it was, so we know this is not the cause why this was open. Okay. Okay, so it's saved. Okay, so let's answer these 3 questions. The
infamous card. The infamous card.
We need sorry, yeah, easy. See here, we have 1 remaining to have our box number 2 open.
Oh, cool. Cool. Excellent. The variable ratio.
So I will set it to easy and we will have a well done, have a little reward. Okay, it will open box number 2.
There we go. You saved it just in time. You saved it just in time.
Check. Great. So now this is the last one, but we already opened the box number 1. So even if I answered it right, it won't open.
It won't open because it's already open. Wonderful. Excellent.
So now let's see the cooldown time, but only with the box number 2, okay? Because the number 1, I would need to have the system.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Possible, but maybe don't show that today.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not.
So okay, saving. So but now we are in
part of me does kind of want, like, hopes people, I mean, like, obviously not like, you know, like, I'm not talking like black hat hacking, you know, but like, I hope people have fun with it. Like the original meaning of hacking something, you know, like
because it's funny to understand how it's working.
Yeah, there was a 4-year-old at I think it's called Hackon. I forget what it's called, but there was a 4-year-old and she hacked this farming game. She modified the time on her iPad and she noticed, oh, well, it would, like, they wouldn't work. So then she turned Wi-Fi off and everything. And then she modified her time on her iPad and then it would work. It was like a farming game. So she had to wait like 12 hours. And then using that, she was able to not have to wait 12 hours. So, you know.
Yes, rely on local timings.
Yeah. There was also a 4-year-old who hacked Xbox, I think relatively recently. I think I remember reading an article like that. And he just like spammed like a certain button and eventually he broke the parental controls of Xbox. So I thought that was funny.
Wow. Okay, so I am answering while you're talking just to, okay, so we have...
They're definitely British. Whoever made this deck is definitely British.
The baby. So at this point, it shouldn't open because we have the cooldown time, right?
Yeah.
So I will answer this. You don't have dual cards. Well, in this message is wrong, right? Because it's actually because but you will be able to take your reward when the cooldown time is over.
Yeah.
So right now what's happening is that it will remember that it should open when the cooldown time ends. I set it to, I set the cooldown time until 8. I should have set it to 6:55, maybe. I don't know. Let's move it, okay?
Yeah.
Well, this is a hack actually, because I am moving my cooldown time.
Yeah.
So now if I close the application and open again, it will remember that box number 2 is something open.
Yeah. And then
so I will sorry, where should I go? Okay, here it is. So it will start Anki, and yes, it will say you don't have, you can take your reward.
Yeah.
And it's opening here. It opened the box number 1, but it was because I did an update. Remember that I had this mistake here in the code. That's why it opened the box number 1, but that's already fixed.
Yeah.
The thing is that we see that the cooldown time is working, and also this memorization, right?
Yeah.
So yes, this box is open. I can unlocked. I can open it and close it.
Yep.
And it will lock again.
Yeah.
And that's all. I believe I'm not missing anything else.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna start video quickly. Thank you. This was incredible.
Thank you.
You know, I think at the beginning of this, you asked me, you know, is this like what I wanted? We talked about like expectations at the beginning. Again, you've gone above and beyond my expectations. You know, you've been just incredibly open about your process, just the way you think about problems, you know, and everything, Miguel. So you've been, again, absolutely wonderful, and everything. We're gonna edit this, and you know, you're already good, but we're gonna make you look great. You know, editing and everything. I think that the other Anki developers are going to see this video and they're going to be like, oh wow, okay, yo, he actually read the documentation, like he actually, you know, and everything. I think this is going to be really valuable for them. I hope it's valuable for them, and I hope that I get that the GoFundMe goes well and I'm able to cover my costs, and then I'll do a separate GoFundMe so that we can keep adding things. There's a quote by Richard Thaler that's I don't know if you know this, but in certain airports, I think it was the Amsterdam airport, in the toilets they put a like very detailed drawing of the fly on the toilet, and what they call spillage decreased by 70% because people would just aim towards the little fly thing. So that's called a nudge that changes behavior. So, you know, what this application serves as a nudge towards the desired behavior. Sure, there's certain things that you can do to circumvent it, but it's a little difficult. And I'm hoping eventually other people will join in, fix that stuff. It's just the moral thing to do is to make the behavior you want, you know, as easy as possible, and then the behavior you don't want to make it as hard as possible, or at least harder than the easier one. So yeah, anything you want to finish up with, Miguel?
No, yes, I wanted to tell that as all Anki is open source, I should show you how to pack it to.
Oh yeah, please do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me open Anki here. Just a moment. So what Anki expects here is you only need to send the Arduino,
Yeah.
the Python code. Okay.
Yeah.
So what Anki expects is that you go here to your Anki web.
Yeah.
You can go to my shared items.
Okay.
No, it's not here. Okay. Why I don't have this? I don't have the button to share. Okay, so it says here, I should go to Dex and then options, and then.
And that's to share the deck, to
share a deck.
Yeah, that's to share a deck. For that one.
Well, okay, let's go directly to add-ons link. I will later remember how to go, but you can go to this link where it's all the add-ons.
Yep,
and
I
here
got it.
Set upload add-on. Here you can set all the documentation part.
Yep.
And here it says to upload the code. What it asks here, let me remember because dogs sorry.
No, not at all.
So I just want to open the add-on documentation page.
Yeah.
Because here it says how to share an add-on. It's actually everything here in the documentation of Anki, obviously. Yeah. So what it says here is that you should zip all your source
put it in a zip file?
In a zip, yes.
Oh.
And just have this extension. So what I am going to do is go to the Arduino box. So I am here. I will zip all here.
Yeah.
Recursively. Obviously, you can do it with
Wait, is this the recursive programming I've heard so much about?
No, it's completely different. It's only a command here to zip. So I will name it add-on Ankiego. I don't remember. Sorry, I don't remember the name.
Itanki and Ankiego method, man.
Itanki and Diego method. Okay.
Ankiego, you gotta remove the D. It's a pun, man.
Yeah, and here I should set this extension Ankiado.
Oh, okay. And that's just to name the file. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it will create the zip file here.
Once the zip file is created, though, is it just like easy drag and drop of the zip file, or how does that?
Yes. It's sorry. Let me show you this way better. I am too used to use the terminal for doing these things, but let's do it again. So here we have the code. We select everything.
Yep.
Right click, compress. We need to compress as a zip file.
Yeah. Set
the name. Itanki Ankiego method.
Yep.
Method. Okay, let's create it. And we need to rename it because we don't have the zip extension, but we want to have the Anki add-on extension. It's only that.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the file you need to upload here.
Okay, wonderful. Okay.
And it will work. Yes, and whenever they download it, they will have all the source code in their Anki part. And this other code, I was thinking, when you check all any add-on already created, they all have a repository well, maybe this one not, but the most of them have a repository page that's using GitHub. GitHub is a web page where you can share your source code.
Also known as where developers go to flex.
So yes, well, let me just show you. So what I was thinking is that also add all the source code. I actually already created the repository, but if you want to create it with your own account, we can do it.
Yeah, if we could do that. I actually do have
it. It's the best because it's also the best way so they can contact you for any issues. So I can help you on doing that, and we should just create this the repository, and we should upload. We will upload all the Arduino code and the Anki add-on code. So yes, that's the thing that's missing for now. I believe that's all.
That is so cool. Yeah, that's incredible. Thank you for breaking that down for me into like actual steps. Like, okay, now you do this, and this is why we need to change the zip file name for that. I think that's everything. I hope lots of people do contact me either through GitHub or just by email or through, I'm just going to try to make that as easy as possible for people to do. And then I'm hoping that people flag issues and can correct and do stuff.